Hey there, much love. Hello and welcome. This is Jerome Shaw, host of the Open Palm Podcast, motivator, meditator, coming at you with a message from a book on meditation, aspects of meditation by Osho. And this book, The Body, the First Step, book 1, there's a story in here that I wanted to share with you. And this story is on what do we find when we are left with our minds, right? He says in this passage, a person can be locked in a room, provided with every facility, and asked to note down any changes that happen to his mind. When he notes them down, he will find that without any reason, sometimes he feels good in that closed room, sometimes he feels bad, sometimes he becomes sad, sometimes he becomes happy, sometimes he feels angry, sometimes he does not feel angry. There are no excuses there. The situation in the room is constantly the same. But what is happening to him? That is why people are afraid of aloneness. Because in aloneness, there are no excuses from the outside. You will have to assume all the things are within you. Any person kept in isolation cannot remain healthy for more than 6 months. They will become mad. A fakir told an Egyptian emperor about this, but the emperor did not believe him. So the fakir asked him to find the healthiest person in his city and put him in isolation for 6 months. The city was searched. A healthy young man who was happy in every way, was just married, had a child, was earning well, was very happy, was brought to the emperor. The emperor told him, "We will not give you any trouble. We are just doing an experiment. Your family will be taken care of. Food, clothing, and every arrangement will be made for them. It will be a better situation for them than it will be for you. You will have all comforts, but for 6 months, you will have to live alone." The man was locked up in a big house. He was given every facility, but it was so lonely. Even the man who was guarding did not know the young man's language, so they could not speak to each other. Within only 2 or 3 days, the man started becoming nervous. He had every comfort. There were no hardships whatsoever. Food was available at the right time. He could go to sleep at the right time. Because it was a royal palace, every facility was available, and there were no difficulties whatsoever. Sitting there, he could do whatsoever he wanted to do. The only thing was that he could not talk to anyone. He could not meet with anyone. Within just 2 or 3 days, he began to feel uneasy. And after 8 days, he started shouting, "Take me out of here! I don't want to stay here!" What was the problem? The problems had started coming from within. The problems that until the day before he had thought were coming from the outside, he now found in his aloneness were coming from the inside. So this was a very interesting story about what could happen to anyone. Any one of us could be met with ourselves in this way. Met with our current state. In the state of aloneness, do we always feel great? If we don't have anyone else to participate or collaborate with, or even to appreciate, do we go mad? Do we go crazy? Do things get blurry? Does the mind get hazy? Right? What happens in the state when we are alone? What are the things that start to make themselves known? It's very interesting because it reminds me of the Joker and how the Joker tells Batman, Batman's greatest villain. He tells him, all it takes is one bad day. Things can change like that. And you'll see coming outside what was already inside. You'll realize where you were headed. And if we don't take the time to realign, we may start to regret it later on. We see the mind isn't strong. We thought we had an inner calm with all of life going on, but then when we're by ourselves, without anyone else, what tends to be? Are we truly free? It's a great question to pose. I love questions like those because it allows me to evaluate myself and let me know the areas that I can grow. Sometimes we're going way too fast when we actually need to take things slow. For you are the one you should get to know. How well do you know you? With all the things that you do, you might have family and crew, but do you really know you? And if there was no one else around, would you still be able to ground? Would you be able to reside in stillness with an inner light that was found? Could you handle your own sound with no one else? Could you handle life with only yourself? And if not, we've got work to do. But the time is available for me and for you. Take time to deeply understand yourself through moments in meditation. And when the time comes that you are met with the mirror, there won't be so much frustration. This can save us a lot of time later on and even more complications when we truly know us. It's a brighter vibration. Much love, my friend. Much love once again. As always, enjoy the time that you spend. And we'll see you. It is never the end.